Well, good Thursday morning. This meteorologist Kerry Cooper, and it has been a cloudy morning. We've had quite a few showers across the area this morning, which we'll talk about that in just a moment on our Roofing 911 Skycam network up in Jasper, sponsored by Provalis. Overcast skies. I think we'll see a few breaks in these clouds though this afternoon, but it's not going to be near as hot today as it was yesterday. Remember, yesterday we got up to 97 and we had the very heavy thunderstorms in Orange County. We'll be lucky to hit 91 coming up this afternoon. So even though there'll be some scattered showers, areas of rain around, nothing like what we saw yesterday. And of course, we'll show you that in just a moment. There have been a few showers in and around the lakes area though this morning. We've actually had about a 50-60% coverage of rain so far in the Triangle even this morning. Inland Southeast Texas, you've had a good coverage, thankfully nothing too heavy. And our camera over in Orange, our Roofing 911 Skycam network over in Orange, sponsored by the Horseman's Western Store. Also, overcast conditions. We have an upper level disturbance sitting right on top of Southeast Texas and southwestern Louisiana. It's not going to really move out until tomorrow afternoon, so rain chances will remain elevated, and we'll have another pretty good chance coming up tomorrow as well. But nice to see a little break in the heat. Of course, it was very hot yesterday, 97, 98. We had the very heavy thunderstorms up in Orange County, over in Orange County, some 3-inch rainfall totals between Orangefield and Bridge City. And anytime you have a disturbance coming in that's that hot, especially from the east or north or northeast, it's going to have a lot of lightning and even some hail. That's what happened, but we're not expecting that this afternoon as far as any hail or high winds. Our Roofing 911 camera here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard and LaPrade. Overcast conditions here as well. We've had a few light showers here and there around the Beaumont area as well. Most of the showers have been in Orange County once again this morning, but much lighter than what we saw yesterday. Temperatures just now getting into the lower 80s. So some areas may actually stay in the upper 80s this afternoon. Some 8 to 10 degrees cooler in some locations this afternoon compared to what we had yesterday. And outside our 12 studios, our Roofing 911 Skycam network, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. Overcast conditions as well. Now, once again, we'll see some breaks in the clouds this afternoon. We'll see a little bit of sun here and there and scattered showers, maybe a few thunderstorms at 50% for the rest. Like I said, we've already had a 50 to 60% coverage this morning anyway, between about 7:30 and 10 here in the Triangle. So we get a little bit of heating this afternoon, and that disturbance right on top of us, it won't take much to get some showers and a few thunderstorms going across the area this afternoon. Of course, not everyone will see the rain. And over in Lake Charles, not much difference either. Overcast on our Roofing 911 Skycam network over in southwest Louisiana. You have overcast conditions as well, and temperatures only 80 degrees over in Lake Charles at this time. So a little break from the heat coming up for today. Look at that, 79 in Orange and Lake Charles, 79 to Quincy, Kirbyville, Jasper at 82, just now hit 80 here in Beaumont. Houston, you've been away from this upper level disturbance. You're getting a lot more sun. You're already at 90. Now it's going to be hot. Houston westward, you'll be in the upper 90s again this afternoon. So there could be some pretty big storms late today in the Houston area, and 83 in Huntsville. And of course, if you have any questions, don't forget to text us at 409-749-9302. We'll answer those questions coming up here in just a few minutes. But remember, this time yesterday, we were already in the lower 90s across parts of southeast Texas. So big break coming up, and certainly no heat index. That heat index was hot yesterday in the 100s, not today. All right, let's talk radars. We've had, like I said, in the Triangle, we've had a 50 to 60% coverage already this morning of just general rain, no heavy storms, but some moderate showers from southeastern Tyler County back into eastern Hardin County, some sprinkles in around Lamar University, back down to west of Sabine Pass and offshore. Another cluster of showers off to our north and northeast around Fort Hood. Those are working on off to the south and southwest, and another cluster in eastern Cameron Parish. Everything's working southwest at around 15 to 20 miles an hour. There hasn't even been much lightning. That's good news at all today. The atmosphere is just too stable. So we'll see scattered areas of rain the rest of the day on into early this evening. But like I said, nothing as like what we saw yesterday, that very intense activity in Orange County. Kind of zooming in, a few sprinkles still in around Beaumont. Some moderate rain around Silsbee up through northeastern Hardin County, southeastern Tyler County working southwest at 20. Otherwise, things are pretty quiet across much of the triangle now and the lakes area. Once again, inland southeast Texas getting a little bit of rain now. Parts of the lakes area, you saw quite a bit of shower activity this morning as well. Now let's take a look across the state, and here's what's going on. See, number one, we have all the clouds. That's helping us in two ways. Number one, it's going to help keep our temperatures way down today, and number two, it'll keep any thunderstorms from being too strong later today. So that is great news. A weak spin in the atmosphere. That upper level disturbance is pretty much setting right on top of southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. It's not going to move much today or tonight. Now by late tomorrow, it'll start getting kicked out to the east, but we'll still have a weakness over the area. So we'll still have a pretty good coverage of showers and a few thunderstorms coming up for tomorrow as well. Notice some pretty heavy thunderstorms developing in northern Arkansas. So a few showers rest of the day. We'll get a break tonight, and as we head into tomorrow, we'll have more developing and working southwest across the area. Again, hopefully no strong thunderstorms tomorrow, though tomorrow will be a degree or so warmer than what we're going to have today. And lots of clear skies, though, off to our east. Mississippi, portions of Alabama in pretty good shape this morning. Across the rest of the nation, things pretty quiet. Of course, we have the upper level disturbance over East Texas, another disturbance over the northeast producing some rains across portions of Pennsylvania. Notice how quiet the west is. Dry high pressure in control there, and just a few high clouds working across portions of the central plains. All right, the upper level disturbance, that's the colors in red here, pretty much sitting right on top of us with plenty of moisture. We'll zoom out a little bit. This is this evening. Notice that disturbance still over the area, plenty of moisture in place. High pressure we had through yesterday early afternoon continues to shift on out to the west. It'll remain there for several days. Now, what's going to happen over the course of the next few days with this disturbance still in the area and plenty of moisture? We're going to have elevated rain chances the next several days. Now, this first disturbance, notice tomorrow, pretty much right on top of us again tomorrow, so we'll give it another 40 to 50% coverage of showers and thunderstorms for your Friday. Of course, the big ridge of high pressure out over the west. Now, watch what happens to the disturbance, number one, on Friday. It gets kicked out. Okay, but we still have lots of moisture left over. Now, here we go into Saturday. Notice the yellow colors here. Lots of moisture. Here comes the next disturbance from the northwest. So we'll have a 70% coverage of showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. Now, some of those could be pretty intense, especially if we get heated up Saturday afternoon, and then we'll go into Sunday, get a little bit of a break there. We dry out a little bit. Then Monday, another disturbance rotating around that big ridge out over the southwest. Clockwise flow, another disturbance in the northwest flow. As you'll see on Monday, the rain chances will be elevated as well. And then as we get beyond Monday, this high pressure ridge is going to try to expand in our direction, drying us out a little bit toward the middle part of next week, but still not completely drying us out. So probably about 10-20% coverage is back in the forecast with more heat by the middle part of next week. Of course, we'll be looking at new data coming up this afternoon and giving you updates on that. Now, here's projected rainfall we're expecting between now and over the course of the next week. And a lot of this will fall coming up. Of course, some of this will fall tomorrow. Some of it will fall on Saturday, a little bit Sunday, and then again on Monday. So basically, this is between now and Monday, some 1 to 2 inch rains in spots. Still pretty likely. Of course, rainfall totals will vary. Just kind of gives you an indication what we do expect over the next 3 to 4 days across southeast Texas and the lakes area and parts of southwestern Louisiana. So you notice farther west you go, the rain's not quite as heavy in the Houston area. All right, Futurecast still showing a few showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two this afternoon working in from the northeast. Like I said, we've already had about a 50 to 60% coverage this morning in the Triangle and the lakes area. And these on and off showers will work in from the northeast this afternoon into early this evening, but not near the intensity as what we saw last night, because number one, we're not going to be near as hot, and we'll still have a lot of clouds. High temperatures this afternoon around 90, maybe 91 in a few spots. Now, as we head into this evening, still lots of lingering clouds, a few lingering showers still this evening, overnight lows dropping into the 70s. And then as we head into tomorrow morning, Well, that disturbance, remember now the disturbance is still over us tomorrow. So as we get going in the morning, showers and thunderstorms developing again. Looks like they'll work south-southwest again. So we'll give it a 50% coverage coming up for your Friday, and kind of like what we had this morning, maybe even a few thunderstorms tomorrow. Then we get a break a little bit in the afternoon tomorrow and tomorrow evening, and then we'll wait on, of course, better chance of heavy thunderstorms on Saturday is another disturbance we showed you earlier then for the north. Look how quiet the tropics, Gulf of Mexico, free of a lot of convection, same as the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic. So no tropical development expected over the course of the next 7 or 8 days. And that's great news concerning the tropics. Your marine forecast, not much wind out there. It'll be out of the west, 5 to 10 knots. Of course, our next high tide tomorrow morning at 8:12. Water temperature in the upper 80s to around 90. All right, the rest of the afternoon, look for variable clouds. There'll be a lot more clouds today than sun. Highs around 90. A lot cooler than yesterday with a 50% coverage. That's half the area. Half the area has already seen rain this morning across the region. Light southwest to west winds. Now tonight, a few evening storms still around. Overnight lows in the mid to upper 70s. So it'll be kind of a warm, muggy night across southeast Texas tonight. And that 7-day forecast, 50% coverage the rest of the day, 50% tomorrow, a 70% coverage on Saturday. Remember that strong disturbance coming in from the north. Still some scattered showers and storms at 40% on Sunday. Then we have another disturbance. Remember we showed you on Monday, so it's back up to 50% on Monday. Then we'll start drying out somewhat. Still some scattered showers possible on Tuesday, but the coverage down to 30, and then only a 20% coverage by next Wednesday. Of course, we'll have new data this afternoon to look at and kind of revise, retune some of this if we have to later on this afternoon for the 4 o'clock show coming up later today. Let's check the phone lines and see if we've had any messages sent in so far during the last 10 to 15 minutes. Let's see. No messages. Of course, we had one yesterday. Want to know what time the storms are going to start. It was after 4 or 5 o'clock, but we'll have a lot less activity today. You can reach us at 409-749-9302. That's that phone number if you want to reach us. If you have any weather questions or concerns, any temperature questions or anything like that, of course, we'll be able to get back with you on that whenever we can and as soon as we can. Let's go back to the weather computer. Got a couple of minutes left here. And once again, we have an upper level disturbance over the area. That came in from the east. High pressure, it kept us so hot and dry for 3 or 4 days. Shifted back to the west thanks to this disturbance. And you notice the rest of the day into tomorrow pretty much sets right over us. So we'll have another pretty good chance of showers and thunderstorms yet again tomorrow. And then yet again, there's that second disturbance going to come in on Saturday. We'll have a very good chance of showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. So if you have any weekend plans, we'll have those storm chances. We'll have a chance early on Saturday and then again late in the day. And then as we head into Sunday, still some moisture around and some scattered showers, but Sunday should see fewer showers and storms compared to Saturday. And then another pretty good chance on Monday as that disturbance comes in. And then high pressure out over the west starts ridging to the east a little bit. We'll see how far this actually ridges on some new data this afternoon coming up this afternoon and for the next couple of days. But